Well, hello, my soul friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grab a seat, grab a cold beverage or a warm beverage, depending on where you are viewing this from. But this is an invitation just to come and have a sit with me. Really, it's an invitation to be with yourself as I share the topic that's on my heart. That's the intention of the Soul Nurturer channel, to offer some nurturing, some inspiration, some support that meets you right where you are in your journey as a soul having a human experience, navigating very transformational times, right? And I'll tell you, I'm right in there with all of you. So if this is your first time stopping by the Soul Nurture channel, thank you. I encourage you to let me know where you're viewing from. And if you're a regular viewer, how long have you been viewing? I know I get a lot of likes and I get a lot of views, but well, I guess I don't get that many likes. I get some nice likes. And I get a few comments, and I really love the comments. So if you're just stopping by, comment where are you from and how are you doing. And when I say we're in huge transformational cycles, we are. You know this, right? It's kind of like maybe you notice that your highs are higher and your lows are lower, and there's a lot of, I always think of waves when I think about transformation. They're big waves that all we can do is surrender to what's happening, and then sometimes we get pulled under the water, and sometimes smaller waves that we can navigate, but all of it is trying to get us to the new shore of possibilities, right? So that's what this channel is about, dedicated to supporting through all the transformational tools I've gathered over my many years on this path, as a soul guide, as a transformational hypnotherapist, as a soul worker that has many tools to offer. And one of them is astrology, which is a symbolic language that helps us navigate our life, right? Just tracking the celestial movements to see the correspondence with what's happening in our lives. And as I'm recording, okay, so I want to say this. I woke up with the topic on my heart because just where I am, I had a real low yesterday. Just one of those, what am I doing? Is it too late to do the things I want to do? All the stuff, all the regrets. And I'm going to talk about a lot of RE words in a moment, because this video shifted. It was going to be about embracing yourself as a late bloomer or a perennial bloomer. Sometimes, we bloom and then we kind of have a dormant phase and then we re-bloom again, right? And it's never too late. But I already did that video. I went and I remembered, so 2 years ago I did a video all about late bloomers, and I watched part of it myself today, and I think there's some good things there. So I'm going to put it in the description box, the link, so you can go watch that video too and comment there about if you identify with being a late bloomer. But this video, my neighbor's mowing, and I hope you can't hear it, but I'm going to just try to stay focused. This is perfect because my topic shifted from late bloomer to talking about navigating Mercury retrogrades, the great trickster that shows up to challenge us, to invite us to pause, to slow down, to do all the RE words. So we are in a Mercury retrograde as I'm recording this. I'll speak to that specifically, but in general, how we can utilize the gifts, yes, the gifts of Mercury retrograde. And so some of the things that show up are unexpected things that make you have to pause and reassess. Like right now, I'm deciding, do I want to continue with this video or should I start over? Because it's like so loud. But I'm going to practice one of the gifts of Mercury retrograde, which is cultivating the gift of patience. Patience, being with what is, not reacting, but re-establishing a new way to respond. It's getting louder and louder, and I'm going to keep going. I only hope you can't hear it as loud as I can. So whatever shows up during this Mercury retrograde, trust that it is really important, and it's helping you. So navigating a Mercury retrograde is about, as I say to all my clients, to ask yourself, how is this working for me, not against me? How is this helping me? why is it showing up? What is it teaching me, right? Oh, they moved away. Okay. See, persistence and patience. And this is sometimes what a Mercury retrograde requires and helps us to cultivate. Pausing, resetting, restoring, all the RE words come into play. And as I talk about the RE words, tell me, what RE word most speaks to you that you may be called to practice or to utilize during this Mercury retrograde. So, because we want to navigate all of the gifts of the astrological weather in a way that is most supportive of our unfolding, right? Okay, so leaning into those RE words for your inner work, for your soul work, for your reclaiming of your possibilities, which is what my soul mission is all about, helping all my clients and myself on a daily basis. Coming back now. Take a breath with me. I guess they missed that spot. They're redoing a spot they already did, mowing right outside my backyard here. Remember to reclaim your joy. I always say reclaim your joy because joy is so much our essence. Joy leads us back to our essence, to our soul possibilities, to our soul promises. So joy is important. So here are some RE words to consider practicing with, to lean into, to think of as allies to support you through this retrograde, which, by the way, Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times every year, and it's for about 3 weeks. And so, and it's not actually going backwards, it's an illusion. It looks like the perception is that Earth passes Mercury in its orbit, and so it looks like Mercury is going backwards. But soul trackers out there or astrologers, have been tracking retrogrades for years and notice the correspondence that there's a tendency, not always, this is a tendency, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does, for things to, patterns to show up, like more challenges with communication or travel. Mercury is connected, the messenger. Can be the trickster too. Like right now, this is like, I all day it's been quiet and I sit down to do my video and this is what I have right now. So you may have booked a flight or a trip a while back and didn't know that it was Mercury retrograde, and maybe your flight gets delayed or something gets redirected. But again, to trust, first lean into patience and say, okay, what RE word can I pull out of the tool bag to support me in this moment for whatever is showing up? So some of the RE words that I lean into during this time are reset, reclaim, revisit, reimagine, restore. Yes, it's a good time to pause, rest, restore. Re-explore, redo. Like I almost want to redo this video, but I'm going to keep going. Remember is a key one. Reactivate, restart, review, very important, because this is where some, little glitches can show up. I always notice, like when I'm reading articles around this time and prominent reporters or writers, I tend to see a little bit more mistakes, glitches, so it's a time to really review everything you're writing before you send that text, before you send that email. Review, slow down. This is the gift. It's a gift to review and reassess. Reestablish is another one that I love, and retry. Okay. One of my favorite things to do in general, but during a Mercury retrograde, I call it reset a regret. It's even more powerful during a Mercury retrograde or a Venus retrograde. Reset a regret. What does that look like? Well, it looks like, lean into where you regret. What are you regretting in your life? I was going to do the late bloomers video, and a lot of us who are still trying to birth into the world some of our gifts and our desires that we've been holding back, that there could be a lot of regret. Why didn't I do this in my 20s? Why did I stop that project? Why did I give up? Why did I give up? I feel like that this is where, I mean, I've been here, I'll say, for the last few weeks. I'm not going to lie, the last 4 years have been really challenging for me. I've got a lot of aspects going on, transits in particular, Pluto in my first house among one of them, that are just like really taking me deeper. I trust it's happening for me. Some days I forget, some days it's harder. But I have been noticing more regret surfacing. Turning a certain age, you think, wow, how much life do I have left? And what am I left to do? So regrets, turning a regret into a reset. So looking at where the regrets are and asking yourself, what can I do? It may not look the way you wanted it to look when you first had the idea or the desire, but how can you reset it in a way that meets the need of that soul desire, and then take some action when we're out of Mercury retrograde? Okay. But you can be revisioning, replanning right now. So that's one of my favorite things to do. Or reclaim and review what you believed about yourself or a situation or a person that, from the past, that prevented you from exploring possibilities. The possibility of the relationship, the possibility of the project you were working on, the possibility of, I don't know, whatever you maybe gave up on, right? So giving up, we can feel like giving up. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't feel aligned with it, or there's a part of you that's blocking you from achieving it, but you can always reset that, right? Okay, so mower's coming back. Comment if you can hear the mower. Or have a drink of something every time you hear the mower. We'll play a little drinking game. Okay, so Mercury, so this is the specific now. This is in general, and now I'm going back to the specific. Mercury went into retrograde on August 4th, the day of the new moon, which I think is very purposeful and interesting, because the new moon then conjoined with this retrograde is like what you're setting intention for new things, but first having to review maybe the past, where something that, what another time when you wanted to create this possibility, it didn't work out so well. So this is the perfect time to reestablish the possibility, but in a more powerful way. So started on August 4th and will go until August 27th. And there was the pre-retrograde shadow that happened on July 16th to August 4th, and then the post-retrograde shadow, which will begin on August 28th and go through September 11th. I used to never talk about the pre and the post retrogrades or retro shades, because I didn't have any personal correspondence with it. I didn't notice it as much, but I have lately, and I don't, it's on my radar. I notice some glitches happening before. But remember, think of it this way. Everything that shows up astrologically, and anything that shows up in your life, is an opportunity to practice a new way of being, to grow, to expand, to learn a lesson. Okay? It's a little bit more time to practice with retrograde. So the retrograde, this one here in 2024, August 2024, began at 4 degrees of Virgo. So Mercury in Virgo. Anybody doing that, flip-flopping words a lot? Just noticing what's showing up, challenges with correspondence, time, agreements, emails not getting sent, things like that. So in Virgo, which is its ruler, Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini, and these are, they're the planets, the signs connected, the planet and the signs connected to mind and thinking and communication. But in Virgo, all the qualities of Virgo now, we're going to be having an opportunity to re-explore, to revisit. to reestablish. So Virgo is all about details, it's health, it's service, it is healing, it is connected to our body, it is connected to our day-to-day routine. So it's a time to review your routine, review your health, review your self-care, reestablish some new uh, plans of self-care, and your health, your physicality, and also with your home. And it's also connected to cleanliness and purging. And so it's a really good time to review your home setup and establish, maybe you're called to do a deeper reorganizing, a deeper recleaning, a deeper purging and clearing the way. So you have simplicity. It's also connected to simplicity and practicality. So you can establish some simple ways of maintaining a real practical foundation that supports your growth, that supports your life and your potential. Then it'll move into, Mercury will move into Leo on August 14th. Topics to review, re-explore are creativity, self-expression, birthing something into the world like a creative project. I know exactly what mine is. That's going to be recalling me. And romance, it's attraction and romance. So yes, and then Venus and Mercury are going to have a conjunction. I don't know the day, but I know it's in Virgo. So yes, Mercury retrograde can bring back past loves, okay? Or old friends or people you haven't talked to in a while. You may feel called to reach out to them, or they may reach out to you. But because there's a conjunction with Mercury and Venus, even more around the area of romance. And maybe it's not that you're revisiting a relationship with a partner, ex-partner, but you're remembering why it didn't work. you're like coming back to consciousness when you start to have those tugs on your heart, like, oh, maybe this time it'll be different. You remember what didn't work, and you reassure yourself that it's time to continue to vision or revision what relationships look like for you, what healthy relationship looks like for you. So, when I share these videos, it's not like, okay, this is what's going to happen, this is what you're going to do. It's about, here are possibilities. See what shows up, listen to your soul wisdom, navigate accordingly, okay? So, so it'll be at, let's say, and so it's good to track too. So when it moves into Leo, it'll be at, let's see, I wrote this down. What degree? 21 degrees of Leo. So let's see, make it go all the way down here. Why did I put it down here when I need it up front? But you can look at your natal chart and see where Mercury is retrograding. What house in your chart is another layer of what is the focus. Okay, not just that it's in Virgo and Leo, but where is your Virgo and Leo house, and where's 4 degrees of Virgo and 21 degrees of Leo. This is where the retrograde is sweeping through to help you revisit, review that part of your life, okay? Oh, and I do want to say, so let's see. Yeah, so moving from 4 degrees of Virgo to 21 degrees of Leo. So I was right. Should have trusted myself. Sometimes the factual things about the astrology is not my strength. I'm more of the intuitive, like, how does it feel? But I was correct there. So really, yeah. So yay. Trusting myself, revisit. Also relationship to yourself. Always key, right? Especially Virgo, the retrograde in Virgo is self-care, taking care of yourself, tending your soul garden, tending your life garden, tending your real garden, and really, like, I got this, I've got some solid structure for myself. And then when relationships, is on the radar, you can decide, does this bring something more to what I already have, or not so much? You can review it in such a powerful way that you're already good, you're already taken care of, and the relationship will be kind of bonus, right? Relationships aren't, how do I say this? Like, we put so much emphasis on our intimate relationships, like, without one, who am I? But who are you without one, and reestablishing such a deep connection to your soul and your potential, that you're already in relationship. You're already meeting your needs in the way you want and long to be met in a relationship. So when you do call in a partner, they already get the sort of the unconscious communication, like, wow, this person really values themselves. This person really takes care of themselves. Wow, this person, really cherishes their life. I feel like I'm going to value them, cherish them, and take good care of them, right? We don't receive from lack, we receive from overflow. Okay? Shout out to one of my teachers, Reverend Michael Beckwith, on that one. So, okay, and I really feel, again, to tie in the are you a late bloomer? This is a time to pull those old dreams off the shelf, dust them off, and say, how do we begin again? What do you need to review? What do you need to reassess? What do you need to release? Where do you need to rewire your subconscious mind so that it's more supportive of you? And this time of revisiting and rehearsing, which is key with subconscious update, rehearsing. I've been watching, my husband and I have been watching the Olympics, and I'm just crying the whole time. And I realized my tears were some of my regrets. I was a gymnast when I was, a teenager. I had an injury and I never went back to it. So watching these people stay the course through all of their hardships, all of their challenges, and to excel in such a magnificent way, especially, of course, I'm watching, like many of you, Simone Biles. And there were many stories of these comebacks, these overcoming obstacles. Simone Biles is a perfect example of a Mercury retrograde. I'd like to look at her chart and see what was retrograding, to see, because what she did is she reclaimed herself. She took a mental health break, and she did her inner work and her soul work. And she talked a lot about, in the interviews I saw, she met with her therapist quite often during the Olympics, and they did visualization, which is a mental rehearsing, right? And on that note, I do want to say, reach for support if you need it. I'd be so honored to support you. And by the way, I'm taking my own advice. I reached out to one of my spiritual directors, and which is a soul guide, which I was trained in as well, and had a lovely session with her that was just what I needed, And to my practitioners out there, remember to make sure you schedule that self-care for yourself. We all need support. We all need someone to see us at the level of our soul and call us back to our potential. And that's what I love doing for others, and that's what I needed today. So thank you, Karen, if you watch. Anyway, okay, I hope this helped you understand and make peace with Mercury retrogrades. They come as a gift to restore, reclaim, and just meet you right where you are for just that much needed pause to just reassess and slow down a little bit and restart when you're ready. And again, a gift from Creator, I believe, a gift in the orchestration of the celestial movements, that everything is set up in the mysterious, miraculous, beautiful way that Creator does, of helping us unfold the potential that was planted in our hearts and souls. Everything is unfolding to help us, even though sometimes and some days it's hard. I know. I feel you. I was there just yesterday. And what do? We rise back up like the sun. We're still in Leo season while I'm recording this. But every day when the sun rises, imagine your potential is rising and your soul is ready to guide you forward to your possibilities. All right, thanks for being with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Comment as much as you want. You are unlimited here to do that. And I'll be back next week. Already the full moon in Aquarius happening next week, and I'll be back with that. But watch the new moon in Leo video, because I think it's still relevant for this time as well. Comment underneath any video. And last thing is, I'm still catching up with all the requests for the free 20-minute consultation, which has been like a 20-minute soul chart review. And if you've had one of those, please comment below. Let people know what they're like for you. Or if you've had a session with me, comment below if you're comfortable. Maybe you had a session in the past. You don't need to share, because I want to honor your confidentiality. But if you have had a free consult with me, please do share. And even if you've commented under other videos, comment under this one. And then with the full moon in Aquarius, I'm going to open that back up, because right now I'm still catching up with people. And so check your emails, because if you sent me an email, you sent a request, I have responded to you. If you don't see a response from me, contact me again. All right. Take good care of you and your beautiful potential. Nurture yourself to your highest possibilities. You're worth it. Thanks for being with me. Until next time, take good care.